everyone and welcome to the semifinals of my standard PPTQ tournament report. In the semifinals I faced a mirror match, namely Abzan, and very similar list. So yeah, these mirror matches, they are very draw and build dependent. There is not a lot of skill actually in these. I mean, you can basically say the player that draws 4 rhinos is pretty much guaranteed to win. The fact that I actually built my sideboard differently was something that I took the risk to hopefully not run into Abzan mirrors, because I cut cards for the mirror. I mean, I have my Exert Influence, I have my Painful Truths, and yeah, this Infostroke is also cool, but I don't have like the good cards like Sorin or Self-Inflicted Wound or Hidden Dragon Slayer and such. So, what happened game 1? Well, I moved to 5 on the draw, and I think I played one spell. My opponent ran out a face-up Dam Protector on Offensa, Gideon, and I was dead. So, yeah, that was nice. Then we sided in, and yeah, I saw that I didn't have any sideboard cards, so I was on the play. I moved to 6. And I had no lands. I moved to 5. I had no lands. I moved to 4. And at that point I was like, well, it happens. My opponent stayed on 6 or 7, I think. So I actually had to really craft a good game plan. I was thinking, how can I win this game? So the first step was to get a third land. I had a Dam Protector in my hand and a Warden. So I traded the Warden for his removal spell, drew an Abzan Charm, and I was able to trade a little bit. I played a little bit of a controlling game, even though I was on the play, but the fact that I was on the play made me able to execute this plan, because when you're on the draw, well, you really die against most of the curves. So I was able to trade a little bit, and then top deck probably the best card in that situation, Painful Truths. Yeah, Painful Truths drew me 3 cards, Stameful Stroke, and Offensa, Abzan Charm, and then I just played a completely controlling game, never tapped out, had always the Stameful Stroke in my hand, and I won. My opponent flooded out a little bit, and I actually won the mirror match with reverse sideboard on the play because of Painful Truths. And I think this shows how this card really overperforms in certain situations, but we'll get into that later, because in the third game, well, let's just say I was on the draw and my opponent ran Hangerback on Offensa, Gideon, Sorin. And the fact is that when you run out a resilient threat after resilient threat after resilient threat over and over, it's very hard to actually not even get ahead, but to just stabilize. Because you have very similar cards, but they play them faster and they have better cards that grind more. I died with Painful Truths and Obnixus in my hand. I would have loved to draw Tragic Arrogance, and I think I should have sideboarded back in my Silk Wraps for game 3. I mean, back in. I didn't sideboard them in before, because I was thinking my opponent would remove the Hangerbacks, but I could have speculated on that and maybe had an edge. But the thing is, sometimes against these decks, you just can't do much, and this is the reason also why I play this deck, because sometimes you just go Warden on Offensa or Dam Protector on Offensa, and then whatever 4-drop, if Rhino or Gideon or Sorin, whatever, it doesn't matter, because your cards are so powerful. They're severely undercosted, severely overpowered, and this is only restricted by the fact that they are 3 colors, but since we have this amazing mana in Standard right now, well, there just really is no downside, actually. So, yeah, maybe I should have lowered my curve a little bit. I think that would have been a good plan for game 3. Yeah, but my opponent was very well prepared for the mirror. He had a slightly different take on Abzan. He played a Nissa, he didn't play Tasigur. But we both came to similar conclusions, although we had very different approaches. We both only played 2 Shambling Winds, only 3 Hangerback Walkers, 4 Dam Protectors, so on and so forth. It was very interesting to talk to him. Yeah, he was a very good player, and he won the tournament. He won against Atarkarad in the finals. It was very close, and guess how? Well, he top-decked a Dam Protector late game, and yeah, that's it. I mean, you just need to top deck Dam Protectors late game with some removal spells and the Rhinos in your graveyard, and yeah. So yeah, that was a tournament. I ended up losing in the semis, so I think I was pretty happy. I mean, I made top 8 even though I got a match loss, and I had this horrible, horrible match against the 5-color Bring to Light deck where just my draws didn't come together at all. But yeah, I must say that I played a little bit sloppy in the last match. I was way too tired, and just yeah, yeah, there is no excuse. I just didn't play perfectly and I lost. I mean, yeah, he had an amazing draw. I probably wouldn't have won anyway because I mulled again. I mean, I mulliganed every game in that match, and so yeah, it was really really hard. And but I mean, I was happy. My cyber plan worked, and I completely blew people out a lot with my cyborg options, with my, especially my 3 disdainful strokes, my dispels. I mean, yeah, certain situations they just completely crushed them. My Virulent Plague was amazing, so I would probably add a second one if you expect a lot of token decks. Yeah, I mean that was it. It was very very cool. Here you see the cards that crushed me in game 3 of the semifinals. Hidden Dragon Slayer, yeah. It's very very good against Abzan. I think my opponent went more for a long-term plan. I was like, well, I have to crush in the Swiss and then top 8 is gonna work out. And he was like, well, I hope I get through the Swiss and then I can crush in the top 8. Because yeah, I mean, he's missing a lot of sideboard slots. He had a lot of sideboard slots for certain matchups that he just did not have. I mean, I think he didn't have a very good matchup against tokens, and also he struggled way more against the Atarka Red deck than I did, just because, I mean, I had Dispels, Duress, and he also Silk Wraps, and he also didn't play Surge, so yeah, I think, yeah, his deck was just geared towards a different goal, I think. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, he won, he was a good player. It's not my style of approaching this kind of deck, but I can certainly see why it's good and how it works. For me personally, I prefer much more like this transformational cyborg plan with a lot of cheap interaction, cheap counters that like offset opponents' haymakers. This is like the style I like to play. Like more aggro control-ish, and he's more just like aggro grind or just straight up aggro. So yeah, those are the matches. Overall, the tournament was very nice. I had very nice opponents overall. Good sportsmanship. Yeah, nice people, very nice plays, and yeah, I was pretty happy. I mean, semifinals is okay. I mean, I haven't played standard PPTQ in quite a while. I was always sick or something else came in between. So yeah, it's nice to be back on the standard PPTQ train. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video series. The last video is going to be a little bit controversial maybe, so if you want to hear something about weird judge decisions in Switzerland, stay tuned. And else, have a nice day, and see you next time.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. You can find us on Twitter at MagicGathStrat, Facebook /MagicGatheringStrat, or on the web, magicgatheringstrat.com. There you can find articles and free prize-supported leagues. This is all brought to you by our Patreons and cardhoarder.com. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat.